Here we have a reporter asking uh, the principal deputy spokesperson uh, if the Palestinian Authority has the right to defend Palestinian citizens in the West Bank after describing several attacks on Palestinians by the Israeli occupation forces in the West Bank. Eventually, he does say they do have the right to defend themselves.
Go ahead.
I've asked several times about the right to defend oneself for Palestinians, and out of this room, we've heard that the U.S. does not exhibit any double double standards. And today in the West Bank, the Israeli occupation forces chased, beat, and threw off a roof a 32-year-old man, Palestinian man Hassan Mansia, near in the Hebron district. The Israeli forces attacked at least two schools with tear gas, two inside and outside schools in the Hebron and Jenin districts, where students were and teachers, and some of them experienced some suffocation.
Wow, so they threw a guy off a roof after chasing him down and beating him. He either died or suffered injuries, and then tear gassing schools. How is this the Israeli government defending itself? It's not. This is the Israeli government being the aggressors in the West Bank. This is human rights violations.
Since October 7th, we've had like, what is it, 95 miners that have been killed in the West Bank. I asked before, do Palestinians have a right to defend themselves? I'm not talking about rogue individuals. I'm talking about as far as a legal authority to defend Palestinians. Does the State Department view that Palestinians have a right and duty to defend themselves?
So, look,
I'm gonna give my opinion here. Yeah, 95 kids were killed by uh, the Israeli government in the West Bank. And also have, since October 7th, thousands of people being kidnapped, uh, homes being raided every day, and then you have the Israeli settlers going in, killing people as well. Uh, the Palestinian Authority has in its right uh, the right to defend the West Bank and the Palestinian citizens from what the Israeli government is doing. Though, if they do try, they're going to be considered terrorists by the Israeli government, and the United States is going to, in the end, defend their acts against the Palestinians like they have been doing from day one.
I have not seen those reports that you outlined. I'm happy to look into them, and I have no doubt our partners in the IDF may be able to share more. What I can say is that actions like these, if true, they are destabilizing. They contribute to a deteriorating security situation, and they are not in the interest of Israel's own security. And when we have seen actions like this, when we see
Yeah, because the Israeli government constantly screams how it has to genocide Gaza for Israeli security, and then they go into the West and terrorize people because what the Israeli government is doing in the West Bank is terrorism, and it definitely needs to be called out for what it truly is.
actions from, we believe quite strongly that these kinds of activities take us away from a two-state solution, and they feed into further instability.
Okay. But
That
does the Palestinian Authority have the right to defend its citizens?
absolutely it does.
It
Absolutely it
does.
does.
And there we go. We have a spokesperson saying that the Palestinian Authority has the right to defend its citizens. Uh, this means that they can mobilize a military and start fighting back against the occupational forces in the West Bank. Uh, I advocate that other nations send in troops to also help the Palestinian Authority defend the West Bank against the invasion by the Israeli government. Because what they're doing is actually an invasion, sending in troops as well as armed citizens to kill Palestinians and take their land and stuff. That